Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Giants and the Minnesota Vikings. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Looking to throw. Prescott. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a first carry here for Robinson. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 34. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
4 down.
Play action now. Prescott looking for the end zone. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short.
Heavy. Watch the backfield.
To throw is Prescott. The open man is Smith. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Go. Get out there. Here I come.
From the red zone now, Prescott. And it's caught. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play. Well, he did everything but get him in the end zone there, but now they're set up golden opportunity, strong opening drive, and they're knocking on the door.
And the way that they did it, now look where they are on the field, all right? This is naturally set up for a running play, isn't it? But with his ability to throw the football, his accuracy on this drive, you don't want to think about a pass play in this situation.
Interesting. Time to find out. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Let me go 46. Choose the mic. Let's go, D. 46.
Prescott to throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Herb Smith Jr., his first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
The conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson, and he's got the hook up to Moore. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And taken right on the 30. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
You gonna see me in your nightmare. 47. Drop deep.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And this is incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
47.
Prescott off play action. It's caught. Smith. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
Kill.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Robinson's got it. And he's got the 1st down before being taken down at the 46. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. Prescott now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. First carry for the fullback, Aaron Ripkowski. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And that's a nice gain by him on 1st down, picking up some key yardage.
Here we go.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Prescott, it's complete to Diggs. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Watch safety creep. Safety's creep. We're going to 53. Switch.
Prescott on 1st down. And Diggs has it. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a 1st down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass in the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Play fake. Here's Prescott. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on the final play of this first quarter. 6-0 our score after one. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
36. Check 53. Check 50.
Throwing is Jackson. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And we got Mike, number 53. Mike 53.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He's going to fire. He's got a man. Complete. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. Bice into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jackson. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Here we go, 46. Push him back. Push him back. 26.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play.
Here we go. 28. Target. 26.
On 1st down, it's Robinson. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Big series right here. We got to step it up. Hatchet. 26.
Prescott. He's got Smith here. 11 yards there, 1st down.
I know I spend a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
They'll run on first down. It's Robinson. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On the run, it's Robinson. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here, not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
The Vikings on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 8. Prescott from the gun. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And his kick is good. And that will make our score 9-0. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Check 53, Mike. Ricky. Check out route.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Hey, time. Shift.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Jackson. Throwing left side, it's complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down of the process. So here, the men in charge are going to be looking at whether or not the receiver had possession of the ball as he went out of bounds.
And they have to make sure that the receiver got both feet down in bounds as well.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. The tackle made there by Harrison Smith.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. coming up at halftime. We'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. And the Vikings pick up the football. The 30, past the 20. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Point after try forthcoming. And he attains for his miss the first time around, as this one is up and good to extend their lead. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That's fielded in the end zone.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. On 2nd and 7, Jackson steps away to his left. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Let's go, baby.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Prescott. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 12 yards there, first down Vikings. Prescott now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on first down. Here's Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he is out of bounds here on the return. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And caught it up, and the Vikings pick up the football. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. And they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start this second half of their first drive.
Can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the second half, and let's go out and play the way we know that we can. That's not a great example of it.
They didn't envision that. Looking to throw on second down. Jackson, and the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Picked up by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
Now a play fake here on first down. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Aaron Ripkowski. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings capitalize on this short field as they take it in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 23. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Check 24, 26. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Now it's Jackson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
55, Mike, 55.
to throw on third down. Jackson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Hey, kill. 47.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Prescott. And a dump off here to Robinson. Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose.
Here we go. Mike 37. Here we go. Kill.
A first down throw for Prescott. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Watch the edge. Slam. Hey, alert 3.
Play action now. Prescott. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
17 yards, first down, Vikings. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Check your hot read. Check. Lucky. Check. Switch it, hey.
Off the play fake, Prescott. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. The open man is Smith. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
37's the Mike 37. Hey, pick your game. We're going to 52.
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Here we go. Mike 37. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
On play action, Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lorenzo Carter able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
Check right. Watching it fly.
From the 44, Jackson. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. Yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. On second and 11 now. Jackson going to throw deep for the end zone. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. In for the score. And the Giants are able to cut into this lead. The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will shave one more off this lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on second and 13. Now Prescott. He finds Robinson. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down. A nice safe throw and a good one.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Jackson now. Throwing again. It's caught here by Adams. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
To throw is Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14. Jackson now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
That's trash. That's trash. Mike 55. Mike 55. Hey, eat. I got one.
From the gun, Jackson. He's going to look deep for more. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Jackson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 20-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They're all over the field. They're not there through it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. So a jump there defensively.
It's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
And a penalty, a big assist to this offense. Now it's 3rd and 3. Jackson. And Ingram holds it in. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run forward Barkley. And he takes it into the end zone for a giant TD. Saquon Barkley, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer. Extra point attempt to come here. And the lead's down to 2 scores now at 16. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They run. Robinson looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he's going to have to hook up to QT. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run here with Robinson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Corey Littleton there on the tackle.
Normally when you see a short gain in the middle of a 3-4 defense, go ahead and pat the nose tackle on the back because he's holding things up and taking on extra blockers, which allows one of the inside linebackers to roam free and make the tackle.
You got me ready. 46. Kill. 46.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott. Got an open man, it's QT. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 39. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
Give me that ball, defense.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will make this now a 19-point advantage. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you...
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Danielle Hunter picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen as a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. I think this is what this game's become now. Just go deep, see if we can get something to go our way.
Yeah, not the most creative or most inventive play call there, but not much has worked for them throughout this game. They're almost at a loss about what to dial up.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
53, Mike. You ain't doing it. Hey, wide open. Check. Crunch. Hey, crunch. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. I'm coming.
They'll try and throw for it to Jackson. And it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Ready? 70, Indy. Hey, watch the slant. 5.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
We go. 50, play. Hey, we got 4 down. Check go.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
Got it.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Now.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And to be frank, Charles, probably not too many people surprised at how this one turned out.
Yeah, I don't think so at all. I mean, they're such a good football team. They were at home. You know, you walked in and you looked at the advantages and you saw that they had most of them. And it'd take a lot to try and even it up. I just thought 2 words for this ball game: methodical and predictable. And both of them came together.
So for Minnesota, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.